take some pictures?
Post it.
I need another drink.
Dude, look.
Laura.
What the flick, everyone? Francis here. We loved Unfriended so much that we decided to bring in the main star, Sossaman, to talk about the movie. Still soaring in box office ratings, which is fantastic, as we talked about before, of such a low-budget movie.
Yeah.
Is it surprising to see it how it's taken off still?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's still really surreal. I mean, we made this little tiny low-budget movie. We had, GoPros going. So to see what it's turned into it's awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, and me and Alonso, you guys know obviously from What the Flick, we talked about this a little off screen and how it's just very different. And you go in, and you even agreed, you go in based on the trailer and you can't help but think, all right, we've seen Paranormal Activity, we've seen everything that's going on, wonder what this is going to throw at us now. What different style are they going to do to intrigue us? And I almost, me personally being a horror movie fan, I still go and see them, but I sometimes feel they're lackluster. But with Unfriended, it's like a breath of fresh air when you in a new wave of horror movie, and it could pave a new wave of a horror movie. Did you? Is that something that you think so unique about it? Is the way it's shot?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even just it's probably the first time that I've watched a movie and felt like I was actually inside the main character's head.
Yeah.
When you're watching Blair type, you're watching her think, you're watching everything unfold, and it's never been done before. You're watching it literally from her perspective.
Yeah.
So it's cool because it's extremely different. I've never seen anything like it, and I don't even know how it could be replicated, but I'm excited to see, I feel like people could do romantic comedies, they could do anything using this platform because it's so unique in the perspective that you get.
Who is doing this? This is Laura's account.
Who would hack into a dead girl's account?
Maybe it's Laura.
All right, everyone, hands up right now. Who's doing this?
Oh my god.
Guys, seriously, who posted the video?
It wasn't me.
Well, one of us did.
Who's here?
Close the door!
Lock your door.
Just hide! Why are you showing this? I didn't mean it! I swear to you!
Oh, you swear? Man, what's going on?
What is it?
Ken, talk to us!
What was your frame of mind when you were playing this character? How did you get into the frame of mind of being this person that we all come to see on screen?
Well, Laura is not a very nice person, which I'm sure that you see. So, there's definitely a struggle with her. She's obviously a lot weaker than she comes off, not as mentally strong. She tries to play it off throughout the film. I don't want to give too much away, as if she just doesn't even care what they're saying. And then 2 days later, she commits suicide. So obviously there was a huge internal struggle going on. To play Laura, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but we did 1,000 reshoots. The death scene happened probably 7 times in 7 different ways. So every time you have to get in such a dark character that somebody's at a place where they are, committing suicide, that's not a fun place to be in. So those definitely weren't my favorite days of shooting. But I mean, the party scene where she's drunk and running around, I just thought that was funny. She's a high school girl. I mean, I've gotten drunk and acted dumb sometimes.
No way.
I think everybody has, so to see that one bad night turn into something that defined the rest of her life, which ended up being short, then it's scary. Exactly. Anything can be caught, any picture, any video. You never know when somebody's watching or videotaping you, so it kind of makes us all a little bit more alert.
Yeah, and I think that's the main message I want to take from it. There's 2 things that I love from this. It's the unique way that it's shot and the unique way that it can portray fear without really seeing that much at first. From just fear from just having someone there that you don't know who is there. Just having someone that you are not really sure about, in this case in a video call, you're not really sure who it is. But there's the other part of it that's somewhat representative of our society today, that cyberbullying can go that extra distance, and this could be a direct repercussion of it. So do you think there was an underlying message there about cyberbullying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think, I've said before, I was in probably the first generation. We had AOL Instant Messenger and MySpace, not even Facebook back then. And there wasn't really a word for cyberbullying. It was just something that, all of a sudden there's a fake screen name and I don't know who it is that's saying these things to me. So I don't even, as a teenager, kids are they don't understand the repercussions. So they do these horrible, mean things. And then being on the other end of it, it's really difficult, you know? And I think that, yes, teenagers do it, but at the same time, we as adults do it. If you look online what people say about celebrities or go onto anything and read the comments on something and people are trolling and saying horrible things to each other, it's kind of like it trickles down. So I think that the responsibility isn't just with teenagers, it's with, what we say about other people. And you pick up in a magazine and what do you see on the cover of it? Just people trashing celebrities and horrible things about each other. So yeah, I think that our society is really quick to say horrible things. Sometimes it's all in fun, like Blair thought it was, and you don't realize how much it hurts people.
Yeah, and half of my life is around trolling as well. I mean, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. This is all around people commenting. I mean, there is some great conversations that happen on there, but there is that idea that people think because it's on the internet, then you're not really going to directly harm someone, because if you met these people face to face, nothing would really be said.
And nobody would ever, I used to call it cyberballs, because nobody would ever walk up to you and be like, wow, you look really fat, but then they'll get on a video and be like, oh, she looks fat, and I'm like, why would you say that? You wouldn't say it if you met me. So, I kind of try to keep that mentality to try to make sure that if I'm going to say something, it's something that I would say to somebody. If not, best to just keep it in your head.
With this, what scared me was, although it is a dramatic representation of someone coming back to haunt someone, it's still something that is so relative to you, to us, and even millennial generations, is that this happens a lot. And what would happen if you actually had to pay the price for what you've done in involvement in this? And that's what kind of got me scared, because I was in the frame of mind of oh, how many times have I commented on someone's Twitter? How many times has someone commented to me and I've commented back that might have affected them? You just need to really rethink these things.
Yeah, so nobody wants all their mistakes pulled out of the closet, that's for sure.
Exactly. And most of that was down to how it was directed. So what was your relationship like with the director, and how did it come across to be so innovative in the way that it was shot?
My first day on set, they were already pretty good into filming, and I remember, just waiting to shoot, sitting and watching it all go down, and there was Nelson, the writer, and then Leo, obviously, and, even Timur is there on Skype, hoping too. So I got there, and my first thought was, this is so weird. I've been on a million sets. I've been acting since I was a kid. I've never seen anything like this. Everybody's simultaneously in a different room. You can see that they're actually sitting there with laptops in front of them. So as an actor, sometimes you really have to turn off the fact that there's 1,000 cameras in front of you, a sound guy, lights, and everything staring at you, and you have to make the moment real. But what was really cool for the actors in this movie is that we all got a chance to actually be in the moment. When I filmed the party scene, Blair actually stood there, Shelley Hennig actually stood there with a GoPro on top of an iPhone and following me around, filming me. So it's you're actually in the moment, which is crazy and really cool. And then also Nelson, the writer, was just so open to anything happening. It was all just super organic and exactly what you would want to happen. So to me, watching it, it's no surprise that it came off so real and natural, because there was basically an outline and everybody just went from there, and it was fun.
I respect movies like this, and I respect movies that have, I review a lot of movies, and I talk about all these, the Avengers that just came out, and it has the most outstanding special effects and everything that goes into it. But I can just respect a low-budget movie that relies on great camera work, great acting, that can portray a great story. And I think that it's a good way to send a message through to the severity of what the consequences of your actions can be in modern day life through a horror movie. Because people then will go to it and they'll be expecting to see just another paranormal, and they'll come out shit scared and be like, wow, I'm no longer going to troll. I'm no longer going to send this tweet out to someone like that.
I hope next time somebody's sitting there, they're afraid of getting their heads stuck in a blender.
This is why you're going to help my career here, because people are going to be watching next time I go to comment on Francis's video, I'll skip it. I'll compliment him, actually. Yeah, nice job on that interview. I think I've seen it surpass 25 million on box office and going far and opening up in the United Kingdom, which I'll be reviewing for a newspaper over there talking about it. And I'll speak very kindly of it, because I went in with low expectations, which I'm sure you guys as actors and actresses involved in it went in with low expectations. And it's something so unheard of.
Yeah, it's like a Cinderella story for movies, really.
Yes.
To go in with like the tiniest budget possible and turn it into, I mean, even 25 million. That's amazing for a horror movie in box offices. It's so cool.
Doesn't sound like real money, does it?
No, it's like, well, it's not in my hand. It's really, really cool. And I hope that even the people that have seen it in theaters and, spent their hard-earned money going to see it, A, I hope they enjoyed it, and B, I hope that they watch it at home, too.
Yeah.
I hope that when it comes out on DVD and when it's on demand and stuff like that, that they watch it at home, because I think that that's going to heighten the experience. And I hope that, through the years, people will continue to watch it and new generations will watch it, because it's scary and it's really different and relatable.
So you think this is going to pave a new way of new horror movies to start shooting with more intricate cameras and being more relatable to everyday use, like maybe through an iPhone, like because we had the Blair Witch Project, which was shot through a shaky camera, and people tried to reincarnate that but didn't do it as successfully, I think. We have Paranormal, who they're just shooting from different house angles, still on a homemade, but now we have this, which is shot through like a Skype conversation, a lot of it. So what do you think? Do you think people are going to try and reciprocate?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm sometimes surprised it hasn't been done earlier, because so much of our lives are spent online. It really invades a super personal part of your life that you're not expected to be scared when you're sitting on your computer. Usually you're just zoned out doing your thing, and now every time you're on your laptop or on a Skype call or even just sitting chatting on Facebook, like those familiar sounds in the movie, like they hit you home when you're just right there in that like personal zoned out space. So I definitely think it'll be replicated. I do. And I think that not even only with horror, I mean, people have whole long distance relationships over Skype, or that's all that they ever see of each other. There's a ton of things that could be done with this, and Adam Sidman, the cinematographer, he did such a great job coming up with this concept of the way he used it and made it all work to seem so real. Yeah, it's impressive.
I'm signing off.
No, he'll kill you.
I'm God, you hear me?
Why is he counting down? This is gonna be fun.
So what's coming up after this?
I'm nothing I'm allowed to talk about yet, but definitely some cool stuff coming up. I always announce what I'm doing on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So
is that another plug for your Twitter there?
Yes, it is. Actually, nobody follows me on Twitter, so if you could please follow me.
And me as well. I'm
No, but I always announce it once I'm able to. I put it on there. I just did an episode of NCIS that was on last night, actually. So
awesome.
Or Tuesday night. I'll make sure to keep everybody updated, and hopefully some really cool new things to come.
All right, guys. Well, make sure to check out Unfriended. It is in most theaters now. It's coming out in the UK very soon and going worldwide. So I'm very strong in my opinions, as you guys know from What the Flick, and I will generally mean it when I say that this is a good movie to see out there, and many agree. So make sure to go out and check it out. Thank you so much for joining me, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
And make sure to check out our Twitter handle. Will be in the comment below in bold writing with asterisks around it to follow. And thanks again, and come back to What the Flick.